Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Grow Up, Level Up Sunset Selects on your Wednesday, August 12th recording, or you might be live. We'll talk about that later. Today, we're going to be talking about Big Walk with some special guests. We got in the chat here, or not in the chat, in the podcast room here, we got, of course, Sir Dr. JM. Sir Dr. JM, please say hello. In the Big
Walk.
Walk.
I think you missed your opportunity there. You were supposed to say we're having a big talk about Big Walk.
You know, that's why you're the pro. That's why you're the pro. That's why you're the pro. We also have joining us today for our Big Walk, Big Talk, Cozy, aka Alex Kozina. Which one of these Big Walk guys are you?
I am the guy currently holding up the big old light source. When I played this game with a couple of friends a couple of days ago, I was the designated light holder, the light bringer, because I am the light in the darkness that will illuminate any dark puzzles that we are uncertain about. Physically, metaphorically, illuminarily, you get the idea.
Spiritually.
Hello.
Spiritually. Yes.
Spiritually.
And of course, we got the final, coming from across the pond, Sam Hall, aka Sam Hall of Games. What's up, buddy?
What is up? It's good to see you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for joining all the way from. I can't believe you walked over here from the UK. Or
yep, I did. I did that.
No. He didn't walk over here from the UK. He big walked over here.
Yes, that might be the biggest.
That was a big walk.
So if you are joining us live on Twitch, just like Perry Chumon is, just like Gianni is, we got Mjolnir in the chat. You might notice that, hey, we're doing this podcast within Big Walk. If you are listening on podcasts around the globe, as you can do, come over to YouTube, check it out. We are kind of doing this podcast on Big Walk here, just for fun, because this game is very special. Of course, on today's episode, we are going to be answering the question, is Big Walk worth your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5, as we do on Sunset Selects? Before we dive into the topic of the show, I got some housekeeping. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy our content, our discussions. We are live every week, usually on Tuesday evenings, Pacific time, over on twitch.tv/growuplevelup. You can also catch the replays on YouTube and on podcast services around the globe. As well, if you really want to support us, head over to growuplevelup.com and pick up yourself a cool shirt or hat to support our channel here.
Who's on top right now?
I think me. I'm on top.
Look up. You got a button.
Who's
to
the
push.
person at the bottom?
No.
Bring me back.
I was going to say, to the person at the bottom, we're supposed to. Yeah, this is a puzzle. This is a big moment.
This is
our first puzzle.
This is real team building. We're going to try and solve some of these puzzles with no communication as we talk about the game.
As we podcast.
Exactly.
So hold on a sec. First question for the group. I know I'm taking control of the wheel here. What do you guys call these little thingamabobs that are caught in these vice grips?
Oh, good.
I was going to ask the exact same question.
Because my friend group that I played this game with a couple of nights ago calls them babies. Because they kind of look like
adorable
baby versions of the characters we play as.
Okay. Jordan, what have you been calling these guys?
I mean, I've just stuck with what we decided on the very first night when we joined your group of friends. And these are called the plurbus. Is that what it was?
Is
the plumbus. The plumbus.
The plumbus.
There we go. Yes.
Sam, what did you call those?
I think we just called them like little heads, because similar to what you were saying, Cozy, they just look like our heads in the game, but smaller.
Baby.
Baby heads.
Babies, little heads, plumbus.
Like
it's all the same.
Yeah.
Of course, Big Walk came out on August 4th, 2026. This is a game that was revealed at the TGAs, the Game Awards, back in 2023. I remember this because I was there at the Game Awards in 2023, and I've been excited for this game ever since, so I'm glad that it is out. Part of my excitement comes from the fact that my group of friends, the same group of friends that we played this game with, that joined in on, we call our hikes around the Vancouver and Metro Vancouver area, we call them Big Walks. And then a game called Big Walk got revealed, and that kind of shook us a little bit. But we've been excited for this game for a while. Of course, this episode's not going to be like a hard review. I'm not sure where everybody's at in their progress of the game and all that. But we're going to call this kind of like a impressions and review of Big Walk, and answer the question whether this game is worth your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5. Now, as we come up to this painting little thingamajig here, I'm going to go through everybody. I'm going to ask, because we all are coming together today, but we all kind of played in separate groups in different times and all that, right? So that's part of the intention. We want to see everyone's different experiences with it so far. I'm going to start with the person who had to walk the farthest to get here. Sam, how much have you played of Big Walk, without spoilers, of course? And how much have you played, and who did you play it with?
Yeah, so I've probably played around 6 hours of Big Walk. I've really only had 2 sessions with it. I'm playing it with one other person, so we're playing it as a duo, which I'm not sure how that differs to you guys yet. But I'm playing it with an online friend that I've made through the content creation and podcasting industry, and having a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
Okay. Cozy, how long have you been playing, and who did you play with?
I played this game with a group of friends of mine in one of my secret Discord servers over on Respawning Fire, which is the podcast that I do occasionally with the Respawning Fire crew. We have this ongoing joke that I'm part of a lot of secret Discords because I don't really talk about the contents of said Discords. You can infer what they may or may not be about. And in one of these Discords, I basically have a group of friends that slowly over time, without us intentionally trying to do so, has kind of become the Friend Slop Discord group. We will often get together on Sundays to play all manner of multiplayer games together. And, would you have it in the year of our Lord 2026, some of the best multiplayer games to play together that are also, relatively cheap and aren't forcing us to break the bank every weekend are Friend Slop games. And when this game's release was imminent, one of them suggested, hey, maybe we should play Big Walk together. The same game from House, the makers of Untitled Goose Game. And it's like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. I had not very closely paid attention to this game's development leading up to its release. I'd completely forgotten that it had even been unveiled at the TGAs. And so this past Sunday, we all got together for a Big Walk game night. And we played it for a solid 2 or so hours, but it was a meaty 2 hours where we managed to accomplish quite a bit. We certainly did not beat the game, but we managed to complete quite a few puzzles that I think we wouldn't have anticipated we would have been able to, given our abilities and often lack of, strong cooperative team working skills. And so, that's around where we're at with it.
Awesome. Jordan, how about you? Where are you with your Big Walk journey?
My Big Walk journey continued the night after I played with you and your friends. Now, we had a pretty large group. I think we had 10 people?
Yeah,
maybe?
We'll come back to that for sure.
I think we spent a couple hours that night playing, and then another night I managed to get a few friends together and we did the same. Now, the interesting thing is both times I played the game, I missed out on this entire first area. Your friend Samson started before you and I joined because we were recording. So I didn't know what that puzzle was where we had to stack on top of ourselves right there. And then the second time I played as well, it was the same thing. All my friends got on before me. They got through this whole area, across the little red bridge and everything, and kind of out into where it really opens up. So most of this is actually stuff I haven't even seen yet.
Ooh, interesting. Wow. Okay, we'll come back to that. And I was very rude. I didn't ask chat how long they've been playing as well. So chat, if you want to let us know how long you've been playing, how many sessions you put on Big Walk, definitely write that in. For myself, yes. So the backstory is, like I said, my friends and I have all been excited for Big Walk for so long. So when this game dropped, I think last week, little behind the curtain, me and Jordan were like, yo, we got to keep our episode this week tight, because we got to go Big Walk right after this. And we did. My friend started first, and then Jordan and I joined. So far, I feel like I only put 2 real sessions in. It was that first night, and then back on Friday as well. Part of the reason why is like, yes, we had a huge group, like about 10 or 11 of us playing Big Walk at the same time. So like things were going on everywhere. There are tons of moving parts. But we also waited until pretty much all of us were ready to play together. So that's why we also only had 2 nights of Big Walk so far, was because we want to play with the 10, 11 of us. So I only had 2 nights so far. That being said, I think we are close to the end of the game because we had like 10 people doing a million things at once. And we'll come back around to that as well. But so far, yeah. Hour count, I'm not sure, but maybe we'll start there. Like, what is everyone's thoughts so far on Big Walk, given the amount we played? I'm going to start backwards this time. I'm going to start with Jordan. What are your thoughts so far on Big Walk?
I mean, the funny thing is, I think that the game is good. I think, to me, it lacks a little bit of what I loved from Untitled Goose Game. Others may disagree, but I'm the biggest fan of Untitled Goose Game that I know. And I really enjoy the humor in that game. And it's not that this game doesn't have humor, but it's almost like you create the humor. If your friends are buying in, and if they're all goofing around and you're goofing around, you're in for a good time. But, I would have liked to see that team come up with something maybe a little more in line with Goose Game. Now, I don't know what that exactly is. So, who knows there. But overall, it's a fun time. You get the right group of people together, and you're going to have a blast.
Mm-hmm. Something, Jordan, you can just sort of cue into me from Jordan. Like, you talked about how, like, you wish there was more humor in the game. Something, when this game first released, I remained relatively spoiler-free, but I did see a lot of people specifically calling out and appreciating the cowbell in the opening tutorial area, talking about how much they loved.
I was doing.
How much they loved the kind of cowbell. Do you wish perhaps that there were more objects like the cowbell as you played? Because that is something that I did notice. I mean, this game not being as funny as Untitled Goose Game was not really as huge of an issue for me, but I did notice that, like, once you get out of the opening area, there's not like as many cowbell-esque kind of chaotic neutral items to behold as you would expect.
Yeah, I think that would encourage some of the silly goofiness and weapons, or not weapons, but items you could grief each other with almost. But at the same time, I mean, the challenge is obviously, like, I'm not a game dev here and I didn't make this game. I think the challenge is, the balance of, well, is this peak or is this something different entirely, right? If you want more of that griefing, I mean, peak is all about that. But if you want more of a cooperative experience where you're learning and doing things together, obviously this game leans more into that. So I do wonder, I kind of assume during development, they drew a bit of a hard line and said, we want this to be a cooperative, chill experience where you work together to, accomplish all these different goals, kind of thing. So, to each their own. And as someone who's actually still never played Peak, I can't really comment on how much I would like Peak over this. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I would like to grief my friends a little bit more. I appreciate I can pick them up and jump off a cliff, but I'd like to be able to push them off a cliff too,
Mm-hmm. Cozy, do you have any other thoughts on the game so far?
Yeah, sorry. We had just arrived at the puzzle where you have to hit all the switches in sync. And I was going to suggest maybe we should just take a moment to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Count us down.
Hold on. My Switch needs to reset or something. I can't push it right now.
All right. I'm ready.
Mine's good.
All right.
Why?
Give us a countdown.
Oh, it's ready. Sure. It's good. Mine's good.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Nice. There we go.
Who wants to pick up the plumbus?
I'll get it.
Well, Cozy, what are your thoughts so far?
I'd imagine that this puzzle, by the way, is probably pretty lenient with how quickly you have to hit the switch because of, delay and like feedback and audio and lag. And it's interesting. I'm kind of in the inverse position of where Jordan is, where Jordan, you previously played House's last game, Untitled Goose Game, but you have not played Peak. I never played Untitled Goose Game, but I did play a lot of Peak alongside the same friend group. And I have a lot of respect and appreciation for what Aggro Crab was able to accomplish with Peak, but I got to level with you guys. I never really truly loved Peak. And if I were to like nail down the exact reasoning as to why, I would say that it comes down to the fact that I just felt like to get really good at Peak, to really like, like fully kind of like enjoy that particular experience, you have to be really good at the kind of like movement mechanics and controls of that game.
Okay.
You have to be really good at scaling mountaintops. It's only once you achieve that level of mastery that I feel like that game really kind of like opens up for you, and the like enjoyment to be had there, can really be had. I never really like fully kind of wrap my head around the kind of like controls and movement mechanics of that game. And so that game never really kind of like hit for me. And what I appreciate about this game is that like, obviously there are some controls to be mastered. That opening tutorial area is definitely helpful because initially it is a little confusing. Like, okay, you have to hit left bumper button and you have to hold right bumper button. But if you hold, L2 and R2 above your head, you'll hold the thing above your head. There is a very initial period of frustration of like, these controls are a little roundabout. But
yeah,
once you get past that very initial opening moment of confusion, this game definitely doesn't have that sort of like mechanical barrier to entry to enjoyment that I feel like Aggro Crab's Peak had. And I feel like a lot of the enjoyment to be had here instead is, again, the dynamics of figuring out how to solve puzzles with your friends. And that part is really, really enjoyable, provided that you have a friend group that you get along with amicably enough. My particular friend group that I worked alongside with in this game, they were, I would say, amicable enough to exactly what I was just saying. There were definitely more than a few moments where we all had different ideas and there was a little bit of infighting, but we were able to put aside our differences just enough to make some good headwind into the game. And for that reason, I was able to derive a lot of enjoyment out of this game. So yeah, I think that this game is actually, while again, the initial controls presented in this game initially feel a lot more complex than what you might expect, I actually think that this game is a lot more approachable and there is a lot more immediate gratification to be had in this game compared to something like a Peak, provided you have a good group of friends to experience it with that, are able to cooperate with each other.
Very cool.
Snowman.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we're kind of cheating here a little bit because
we're doing a puzzle here.
Sam, what are your thoughts on?
Yeah, so I agree. I had only played a very small amount of Untitled Goose Game. I've played a lot of Peak. I say a lot. I've probably played 20 or so hours of Peak. Enjoyed it a lot. What I like about this game actually is the fact that it's so sort of anti-griefing. I feel like especially this very first area we were in, I thought it was a really cool way for the game to sort of tell you, actually, no, all of you guys are going to be cool with each other and you're going to help each other out by showing you the paint wall where you have to paint each other's like clothes. I think that was a really, really novel sort of idea. And yeah, I agree with Cozy that I also really love how approachable it is and how the skill, the better you get at the game, it's just you kind of unlocking different methods of communication with your friends. I think I'm loving it so far.
Speaking of different levels of communication, we're trying to solve this puzzle right here. This is impressive. We're podcasting and we're like,
this is so hard.
We didn't establish who's who. I am in the room right now. Who is working with me on this puzzle?
Why did we color two of us like so similarly?
Yeah, who colored me these like boring brown?
I'm also the boring beige. Okay, both
Two
the
beige
Sams
guys.
are this beige color.
Okay, we need the 6 next. It's like a
I'll
6.
never tell.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this game is very teamworky. Sam, I think you mentioned something about that, or Sam and Cozy mentioned something about like finding the group of people you play with. Like, yeah, we got 10 people in ours. So immediately off the bat, you don't need 10 people to do certain puzzles. People started splitting off and doing different puzzles at the same time, which was kind of cool. It made our progression super fast. But then it also made it to the point where when you do go to one puzzle together, it's just too many cooks in the kitchen. And people are getting frustrated and things are like getting miscommunicated and nobody knows what's going on. So that was also like an interesting realization, was like, oh, it's not like Peak or Repo. I know we're naming a lot of like games in the friend swap genre, where you can all just kind of chaotically work towards a goal. There is a lot more coordination needed in a game like this, which is by design and intentional, and I think that's really cool. It's like cool that this is the vision. At the same time, like I feel like 12 people is a lot, and I'm surprised they let you have lobbies up to 12 people.
Yay, we did it. The baby is freed.
Free to baby, free to baby Funbus.
Does my door open, or do I have to let myself out?
I think it should open.
I'll wait for the baby to be free from the clamp.
Good idea.
And then I'll free you, the other baby.
I can free myself. I have a button in here. I just don't want to interrupt it.
We got it.
We're good.
I'm sure it's fine.
There we go.
Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, like my overall impressions of this is, it was, at first I thought it was just going to be like a walking simulator, and then they have more and more puzzles, and then I think just from the trailers, like following this game over the past couple of years, I thought this was going to be like a story game where you're going to discover what happened on this island. Why is it post-apocalyptic? When in reality, I would say this is more like
just
a sandbox. Or like, you know those Goose toys that like dip in the water?
Yeah, the birds.
Or drink the water.
Yeah,
those guys.
Yeah. The thing that Porygon 2 is based on.
Was it? Yeah, yes. I guess they're all kind of round Porygons as well. Yeah, like this is more like an open world sandbox. Oh, thank you. Puzzle game, and part of me is like, well, duh, that makes a lot more sense than being some sort of narrative. But also at the same time, it's like, I really like this, but it is very chaotic with tons of people. And now we're playing with 4 people. I'm like, oh yeah, we're cooking here. I know what's going on. I'm seeing puzzles that I haven't done before, like the in sync one. I've never done it before. So I'm like, oh, maybe I don't know why they put up to 12, because I feel like that doesn't work towards the game's favor. But also like
I'll get this.
I feel like 4 is the magic number.
Thank you. I think what's good about having 12, I've not actually played it with more than 2 people, so I wouldn't know. But I think what's good about 12 and what the idea they have is that you can have like 3 groups of 4 go off and in different directions and sort of do it that way.
Yeah.
It does feel a bit weird though that you have you manage to get a group of 12 friends and then you're only going to talk to 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so story from Jordan and I's first night of playing, I guess. Yeah, we had like the 10, 11, well, let's just say 12. We maxed out the players. And then like right off the bat, Jordan and I joined late, and we didn't know where anyone was.
Oh,
yeah.
We didn't know what to do. Like the puzzles at the beginning were already done, so we weren't really sure what was supposed to go on there. And then eventually one of our friends found us. It like felt so like,
yeah,
oh my goodness, we were lost for so long. Then they found us and led us to the group. But even then, we like still split off. One group went this way to do this puzzle. One group went another way to do this puzzle. And then just speaking from my experience, like I said, we're kind of getting close to the end of the game, I think. And that was because like the 2 sessions we played, like we've only played 2 sessions with the same group of 10 to 12-ish. Like we had, teams of like 3 teams of 4 going different directions, solving puzzles at the same time. So we were clearing the objectives, clearing the towers like super quick. So even though I say I'm close to the end, I don't even think I've seen half this game yet. Because everyone just did different pieces at the same time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I have not looked up what the platinum trophy for this game entails, and I'm pretty concerned because, like, if it's just, oh, you have to complete the game, cool, fair, we can do that. But if it's like, oh, you have to do all these optional side objectives, I am never going to platinum this game unless you guys specifically are like, hey, Cozy, we'll enlist you because we care about platinum trophies as well. Unless you guys do that, my other friend group are not going to be down for doing whatever optional objectives are required to get the platinum.
Yeah, we'll see, because I'm actually not sure if you need all the babies, all the plumbuses to beat the game, or maybe there
I would
is, like,
assume you
more than
would.
more than enough. But yeah, I'm down. Get the platinum because
Really?
I'm playing on Steam. Oh, one thing we did mention, the crossplay in this is great. Like, I'm playing on Steam. Are you guys on PC or PlayStation or?
Yeah, I'm on PlayStation 5. I'm playing via PS Remote Play on my PC, so I'm kind of both PlayStation and PC at once.
I am on PlayStation right now, PS5.
Yep. I am on PS5 Pro right now.
I'm the one on PC then. PS5 Pro. Wow.
Yeah.
Does the game look nicer on PS5 Pro?
It's hard to say. I'll have to try it on a base PS5 and let you know. It's very optimized. I mean, I had one lag spike the other day, but it was quite a busy area.
This game, the crossplay worked right away. Because it's just a room code and a password. So the fact that they made it very smooth and I know that I'm not a game dev, but maybe Cozy, you can chime in on this. But I know keeping physics in sync with everybody on a shared server is really hard. So the fact that we can toss stuff and it lands exactly where or the same for everybody else is quite impressive.
Yeah, the puzzle that we did right at the beginning where we had to all pile up on top of each other, that was only moderately disturbing. And I think House deserves a lot of credit for that.
Okay. That's awesome. Anybody else have any final overall thoughts on Big Walk? Any fun stories they want to share?
I do want to just kind of comment on this right now because I noticed that we just picked up the flashlight for the first time. Something that I appreciate so far from my time with Big Walk is, usually in a puzzle game of this nature, this game, you can clearly see the influence of games like Myst or even The Legend of Zelda in a game like this. And those games, historically will have permanent power-ups, permanent upgrades, permanent items that you can obtain that, will then permanently unlock new areas, new puzzles on the, environment that you're exploring. And something that I appreciate about this game is that so far, there have been no permanent upgrades, no permanent items, no permanent things of that kind of nature. Every single thing that we need in the game to accomplish the game's puzzles, to traverse the game's environments, has been just a temporary item that oftentimes is just sort of freely available. When we first started playing the game, something a minor criticism I had was oh man, this game's day-night cycle is really aggressive. It can turn from
really
day
quick
to night in a flash, and when it's night, it is incredibly dark out. And it's man, that feels like a bit of an unnecessary, detail for a game like this, especially considering that you want to see what you're doing when you're solving some of the game's puzzles. And then you look around and you're oh, wait a minute, you have these giant balls that you can light up that will fully illuminate the area around you. And then, you advance a little bit further in the game and the game gives you flashlights that you can use to, more easily, illuminate specific areas of the environment around you. And it's the game, I think is really good at kind of giving you the tools to accomplish whatever it is that you want to do, to go to wherever it is that you want to go in the game without, again, having them be permanent upgrades, which I feel like a game of this nature could have very easily done. And I think that's very impressive.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like about certain games is everything you need to have is available to you. Kind of like a Breath of the Wild, not really. Like most of the tools you have are there. And then it's up to your creativity and your brain power to figure out how do you navigate this? How do you use the tools that you have to jank your way into solving puzzles? It's just Moving on to a segment that Jordan and I like to do a lot on Grow Up, Level Up. Something we stolen from a lot of summer camps is called Rose, Bud, and Thorn.
I think we should solve this puzzle before we move on.
Is this a puzzle? I thought this was
a puzzle.
I don't believe this is a puzzle.
Oh, this isn't a puzzle. What is it? Just a stop?
I think these are like stop points for you to just kind of chill out. And if you had sound on, there's music
sure.
as well. And they're littered throughout the world. And I think you can use a radio to actually pick up the sounds for each one.
Yeah, I think you unlock the songs as you go.
Okay, well,
yeah, I mean, as far as we're aware, this isn't a puzzle now, but perhaps later on in the game, you never know if this might actually turn out to be a puzzle later on, which I wouldn't put House past it to turn this into a puzzle later on.
Yep.
That'd be crazy. Rosebud and Thorn is a series, a bit that Jordan and I like to do all the time. It basically helps us structure our thoughts. So a rose, so we'll each share a rose, so something we really like from the game, a thorn, something we didn't like, and a bud, so something that we want to see improved in the game, or that you can see improving in the game, or maybe something you're hoping for. I know all of us haven't officially finished the game yet, so maybe something that we're hoping that the game leans into later on as we play. Does anybody want to go first? Anybody have a rose that they really want to share? And we'll do all our roses first. Oh yeah,
I'd like to hear from Sam Hall.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I mean, my rose is a bit boring, but I love how all the puzzles are kind of the exact same idea. Like that, it's very simply just you communicating something to one of the other people. And yeah, I just kind of love how it scales, because obviously I'm playing with just one other person, you're playing with multiple people. I think it's very clever how some of the puzzles scale. Like there's one puzzle which is basically Chinese whispers with like 4 of you, and that's obviously a completely different experience with 4 people than with just 2. And to get around that with 2, you have to sort of just communicate using like a light switch or something. And I found that really, really fun. So the puzzles as a whole, I think, are my biggest like. I think they're great.
Yeah, very creative for sure. Yeah, because similar to we were talking about earlier, just iterating on the same idea over and over again. Very cool. Cozy, what's your rose?
I would say, I would reiterate what I just said earlier about just really loving the way in which this game like gives you all the tools that you need at any given point to solve any of the puzzles that it presents before you. There's never an instance in which the game kind of gates you in your ability to solve a puzzle because you don't yet have some sort of permanent upgrade or what have you. All of the mechanics that you'll need to, solve this game are given to you right up front. And there's nothing new for you to permanently add to your collection, but there are things to temporarily find, which you can use to puzzle your way through this world, which I, again, just find very impressive. That's definitely like a very bold ask. It would be so much easier if this game was like, okay, and now once you get to this point, you can now permanently just automatically equip a flashlight wherever it is that you go. The game doesn't do that. But I think it's ultimately to the benefit of the vision of what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no permanent upgrades. It's all like a trade-off. Yeah, you have to. It's all teamwork, like trade-off, but it's also all like teamwork to an extent. Jordan, do you have a rose?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like echo what both of you have said. Puzzles are great. It doesn't seem like, at least so far, I haven't come across a puzzle that is too challenging or anything like that, or honestly, it makes you feel stupid, because we all know that's the worst when you play a puzzle game. And obviously that's no small feat, trying to account for, the number of people and the different types of people that are going to get to play this game.
Screenshot me.
Okay. I'll get it.
But
I'll send you this.
my actual rose is just the quiet moments in this game. When we were playing with a lot of people, there were a few times where we all got together, and obviously it's all proximity chat, so everyone's yammering away, and someone's saying, let's go do this, and someone's saying, well, did you grab the plumbus, and someone's saying, go over there. And it's quite loud and everything. But I really found myself just every now and then, I just kind of wander off and just go explore on my own, right? And I really enjoyed that. It never felt like I was getting lost. I was just alone, but I always was able to kind of find my way back to something or someone and kind of ground myself and then figure out where I needed to go from there. It doesn't necessarily seem like that because it is just a big open area. And maybe it's just because we were playing with so many people, and both times I played with quite a few people. But I really enjoyed kind of taking those quiet moments to just step away and be like, this is just chill, And, to my point earlier, introducing things to grief each other with would probably complicate that, make things, quite a bit more chaotic. But I really like just being able to go off and could any of you guys tell me where I am right now?
I saw you running away.
I
Or are you
think
ju-
I
are
saw
you
you going
guessing?
towards that door. Could be wrong.
Interesting.
See what I mean?
no.
He's gonna jump scare us.
Yeah, right. I really like that I can do this, and hey, look at this. Look, wait. Oh, ta-da! I'm back. You can see me popping up there.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Anyways, someone take us to the next puzzle while Samson talks.
So
Okay.
my rose, kind of similar to yours, Jordan. Our first night, as we joined in on 10 people already playing through the game. Eventually, I think, Jordan, you went one way following you, and then I legitimately lost you. And I just spent the next, no joke, hour walking around the map trying to find
Did you
and make
really?
sense of. Yeah, I think I was gone
Oh
for
my
an
God.
hour, just making sense of everyone, trying to hear somebody.
Right.
Eventually, I did run into people. I think there are certain landmarks around that I actually start to orient myself
Right.
around, and it was just like, okay, this is the big walk. Like I can't
This is
complain
the big
about.
walk.
I can't complain about getting lost in my game or getting lost and not finding anybody,
Right.
because this is in the name. Like, you're supposed to just go explore, get lost, see what happens. And I think that was the beauty of it. I generally I enjoy just you having controls and just walking around and exploring and all that. Ooh, I never seen this ... before. I don't know what this means.
I'm back, by the way. I had an important phone call that I had to quickly
Oh.
respond to, but I am now back.
No worries. I'm just sharing my rose. Wait a minute. You can type in this game?
I was wondering what that noise was.
How do you type? What the?
I press the touchpad on PlayStation. I don't know what it is on.
I don't know what it is on PC.
Maybe enter.
Oh, it's enter. Yeah.
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 That is so funny. I did not know this was a feature.
I think as well, the further away you are from someone, the smaller the text is. Like, it can be really, really small.
Oh, yeah, it scales with your character. See, like in that stuff, like discovering stuff still, even like typing and I don't know what else. Actually, is this a name tag? I feel like it's just permanently over your head. Discovering new stuff and doing it with your friends is kind of what I wanted out of Big Walk, and what my rose is as well. It's just the experience of discovering, getting lost, and making memories together, as cheesy as that sounds. So far, that's been my highlight. Just being in a big world together, because not many games can pull in so many different people. Part of Big Walk's pros is its accessibility. Like we were praising the simple controls and simple concepts. I think they definitely use that to their advantage and built a cool game around it. Moving on to our thorns, and I forgot to mention to Twitch chat, if you have any rosebud and thorns, type them in and let us know. We will read them on the show.
I do want to quickly shout out
go for
the audio design. The audio design in this game is amazing. I mean, it's gonna be with this team, but yeah, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, the reverb and everything is quite impressive, to all the different types of materials and walls and buildings in here for sure. Moving on to our thorns, maybe something that we weren't that big of a fan of, some frustrations or anything. Cozy, would you like to start with your thorn? If you have any, if not, it's fine.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, and here's the thing, who knows if this particular issue will be something that will be remedied the further that we get into the game. I talked earlier about how initially I was frustrated that the game has such an aggressive day-night cycle, and then I quickly discovered, oh no, there are light sources around the game that can remedy that even at night. So maybe this will be something that'll be remedied the further that we get into it. However, as we advanced into some of the latter areas of the map, such as the area we're in right now, there were more than a few instances where, a few people would separate off into smaller groups, and inevitably we would get lost. And, we had chosen to play the game as pure as possible. We weren't chatting with each other over any other means of communication. We were entirely relying on in-game proximity chat. And there were more than a few instances where it was like, oh man, it would really benefit us to have one other person here, and we have no clue where this other person is. I understand House House's reasons to, not make it easy to, geolocate other people within the game, but it would be good. I would really appreciate it if the game had some sort of feature, some sort of item, some sort of something that we could do to, in a pinch, quickly locate where it is that everyone is currently at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a little GPS, maybe like a one-time use kind of thing.
You have
Last resort.
We've passed a couple of camps where you have those little like fireworks that you can send out into the air, little flares. Yeah, and those
nice.
I appreciate those, but also like those are like so location specific, and there are so few of them out in the game. So, and that's an example where it's like, for all I know, I'll play like another hour or so of the game, and the game will introduce like flares that you can just pick up and use wherever it is that you want to use them. So I have faith that this may be a problem of the past the further I play into the game. But right now, I wish that it was just a little easier to, wrangle everyone together, see where it is that everyone is located when you all get lost and dispersed in different directions.
Yeah, especially in the beginning when you don't know the map very well. It's quite easy to get lost, like quite easy to get lost.
I also think the proximity chat is quite harsh.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be that far away from someone to be able to not hear them at all, which I think is might be tweaked in the future for sure.
Very true.
Sam, do you have any other thorns or thoughts around that?
Yeah, my only real thorn is the jumping for some reason in this game really annoys me. Like, for one, you barely get any height off the ground, and we have such long legs. It feels like we should be able to jump higher than that. And especially if you're trying to like get up the side of a mountain with loads of rocks, I was constantly like getting stuck somehow. And I think with a little tweaking that will be, that won't be a problem anymore.
Yeah, I echo that too. There's times where, might be around here actually, where there's just a pile of rocks and they're all round, and it's a bit unclear on how your character is gripping to them and how to jump up for sure.
That is, I had completely forgotten about that, but you are totally right. Like, there are definitely moments playing through this game where it's like you're kind of doing like the jank kind of like
wall hopping,
traversal, wall hopping that we've all experienced in, big open world games like Horizon Zero Dawn or Zelda, where it's like you're not really supposed to go up this slope, but you have just enough momentum and just enough of a means to be able to, again, like glitch hop your way up this location you shouldn't be able to go up. But in this particular case, it's like you do wish that, the mechanics were like a little bit more fine, because oftentimes these, roads, these mountaintops that you have to ascend are the actual direction that you're supposed to go in, and not something that you're, forcing yourself to go up to that you're not supposed to go up to at that particular point in time.
Totally. Jordan, do you have any thorns, or is it similar to the movement?
Since you're out on this branch with me, why don't we sit down and have a chat?
Oh no, I'm in the doghouse now. Ah!
You didn't fall.
God. All right, I almost fell. All right.
I just threw a little radio there. Is someone taking us to a puzzle right now?
Can do.
Are we just
I was
exploring?
going in the direction of a puzzle, but like obviously there's no obligation if people aren't.
I would love for someone to walk us to something while I talk, if that's cool.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I'll find us something.
Okay, who are you? Which color are you?
That's a good
Green
question. Hold on, I'm holding up my
purple,
hands,
middle,
both in the air right now, and I'm jumping.
Does anyone know where Cozy is?
No, I don't know where Cozy is.
I see you guys.
Jordan, come up this hill. Yeah, Jordan, come up this hill.
Come up the hill? Okay, I'm coming. I got to cross the tree.
I feel like Cozy went
I'm
this
going to
way.
try and find.
I'm looking at the feed to try and figure out where you guys are.
I see you.
Okay, you see me now at the bottom, right?
I'm coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I will follow this direction and make my way to you guys. My thorn that I put down here is actually one that, again, I feel a little bad because it seems like in some ways I'm trying to change the experience here with, my thoughts at the beginning, but then also this. This one, though, I have a specific reason for. I would love to see either split screen in the game and this one is like, I can understand why a company would not do this, some sort of a friend pass, right? Where you can let a friend join you and they don't have to buy the game. I know other games have done that before, but it's not common. And like the reason is obvious because then, the company only gets one purchase out of the game. But I would love to see split screen, even though it would ruin the proximity chat of the whole thing, right? Which is kind of a big draw of the game. But the big reason why I would love to see split screen is because I want to play with my kid. I would love to sit on the couch with her and just the two of us just go solve these puzzles, right? Again, there are some that are very specific to the proximity chat. There are also puzzles where it's like, there was one that I did with, I think, 3 other people. And we're all in a separate room and you each have an intercom to talk to each other. But the intercom only connects to one of the other rooms. So it's you end up playing this game of phone tag where it's like, room 1 can talk to room 2. Room 2 can talk to room 3. Room 3 can talk to room 4. And then 4 circles back to 1. So you're trying to communicate each other or a message to each other. But the first person has to say, okay, here's everything I know. Then the second person has to pass it along, but add to it. And the third person does the same and so on and everything. So I understand why something like split screen does in a lot of ways change the experience. But for me, with an 8-year-old kid, I'm not going to, sit my kid down on the couch and then go to another room and play the game with her, right? I want to be able to be on the couch with her experiencing it. So that's kind of the only thing that I could really think of that I think doesn't change the experience too much. But again, I understand how it does change the experience, obviously. So,
Jordan, I do want to say, I appreciate you bringing up the friend pass because I already mentioned that I'm playing this game on PlayStation. I actually decided to buy this game on PlayStation, even though this is currently available on PlayStation Plus. In the moment, I was like, you know what? I feel like I might play this game over the course of a few months.
Right.
I'll buy it rather than get it via PlayStation Plus. So I bought the game, went to boot it up, went to join my friend's room, and I was presented with that dreadful, awful little message that said, hey, you need a PlayStation Plus subscription to play this game anyways.
Online. Yeah, because it's an online game.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And it's like ultimately at the end of the day, I made the decision that I did. I will probably play this game for a few months. Ultimately owning it permanently might have been the best choice in the end. But would be great to have a friend pass to get into this game. I'm a little salty because over the course of the past few months, I actually got a lot back into playing Diablo 4, in part because of all the recent, updates that they've released, its expansions, which have been great. And Diablo 4, you actually can, even though that is an always online game, you can actually play that game without a PlayStation Plus subscription, provided that you don't want to play like certain features that are walled off behind the subscription. Like if you want to squat up with other friends or do certain specific activities, you don't need a subscription. And so I've been kind of spoiled by that game in that way.
So Jordan, I know you got a hard stop in a couple minutes here. I was just wondering if you had a bud that you want to share and any final thoughts on Big Walk.
Yeah. I would love to. I did, in fact, lose you guys. I looked at the stream and realized you were going back to the tower.
Oh, okay. Yes, there's only 3 of us here.
I am off. Hang on. If you're at the top of the tower, let's see if you can see me. Okay. Yeah. Go to the top. And then, okay. Now look left. No. Okay. Stop moving.
Well, I have binoculars.
Binoculars. Good idea. Okay. I need to see where you are, though. Okay. Look at that mountain to the left, the tallest one. Is that where I am?
Tallest.
Okay, that's not where I am. Oh, you're pointing the laser. Perfect. I am pointing the laser right.
Right.
Keep going. And keep going a little bit. Too far? Oh, okay. Go straight up.
Oh, I
Go
can
straight
see
up.
him. I can see him.
There I am.
Hey, podcast from far away.
That's right. Anyways, yeah, my bud that I wanted to bring up. There is a puzzle here if you guys want to head over here. But the bud I wanted to bring up is simply that I would love to see, and now I do have a caveat on this, I would love to see some sort of tracking of the puzzles we're doing. Now, I do know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I guess I don't know how much of a spoiler it is. There is a map room that you can find. And in the map room, it has basically a very large diorama of the whole island. And you can walk on it because it's a diorama. And you can see markers for which puzzles you've solved. You can also pick up a physical map in that room that has quadrants labeled on it and everything. So you can, relay coordinates to your team and everything like that. Oh, hey, you're looking right where I am, I think.
I understand that what you just described is not like a traditional story spoiler, but that is actually like a huge positive spoiler for me. Like when I eventually return to this game with my own friend group, that is going to be a huge benefit.
Well, and that's
lots more surprises.
Yes. I apologize if anyone listening or watching is upset with that. But I honestly looked it up, and I didn't look it up because I wanted specifically a map. I looked it up because I was hoping for a list. I just want to see a list of here's every single puzzle in this game, and as you do them, it crosses them off, which is funny because in Untitled Goose Game, there is exactly that, right? You hit a button and it just pulls up what looks like a literal notepad, and it's got this handwritten text of each sort of mission. And there's usually like whatever it is, 5 in each area. When you cross off all 5, it then gives you a new page of sort of mystery ones, and they're all blanked out so that you can, discover them on your own. But you at least know, hey, there are 3 more objectives in this area that I can do. So I just, coming off that, and again, knowing that it's the same developer and everything, a part of me wishes I could just pull up a list and go, holy cow, there's 200 puzzles in this game. And maybe they don't even segment them off. Maybe it's just simply a list. I just want to see something like that. But again, that also comes back to what Kozi was talking about with there's nothing in the game that is like a permanent thing as far as I know. So there's nothing I can just, put it in my pocket and then pull it up later. Even with that map I was talking about, it's a physical map. Your player has to pick it up and they hold it like this, and then you can look around and then you put it away. Like, so you'd have to carry it around with you. So maybe it comes back to that, they didn't want you to have any of those sort of permanent upgrades. But regardless, maybe that's a part of the perfectionist or completionist, I should say, in me. I would love to see something like that. So, oh, you shot off a flare.
I'm looking straight at it. It's like looking at the sun. All right. Well, thank you, Jordan. Thanks. That's a great little bud.
Yeah,
and thorn.
Thank you.
Anything you want to shout out before you dip out, drop out?
The only thing I could really
go collect your body.
The only thing I could really say is overall, I mean, every time I come into the game, it's I feel like it's impossible not to have fun. Now, if you have the wrong people with you, it's probably not going to be very fun. But as long as you're playing with people that you get along with, that you can communicate with, and even if you're in a group and maybe there's one person that isn't the best communicator, I think that just adds to the experience, makes it a little more interesting and exciting. So yeah, I'm having lots of fun with it. And there's lots of surprises to behold.
Gosh, so many. One more thing before I forget, I meant to bring this up earlier, but you were mentioning that you wish you're able to couch co-op it with your daughter. This game is on Switch. I believe Switch
that's
one
a good
as
point.
Well.
Yeah.
So if you want to, grab 2 copies, you could cross-play this. Like we were saying earlier, the cross-play in this game is pretty solid.
That's actually a really good point.
Can I say one itty bitty bud before we head out?
You guys, by all means, you guys can keep going. I have to drop.
Okay.
So
yeah. We'll keep podcasting. Jordan's just got to dip out.
All right.
Bye,
Thank
Jordan.
you.
Now let's watch
Take
Jordan's
care,
body
Sir
become
Dr. J.
lifeless from across the map.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, he turns into a BT and it forms a crater if someone comes in contact with it.
It's kind of freaky. You literally just went stiff. Like
Ooh.
I'm looking through the binoculars. He just wants to. I'll let Cozy, before you share another
Yes.
bud, I'm going to share my thorn because we
Mm.
jumped ahead a little bit. I think my thorn in this, it's hard to be like too critical, but I think it was, I think the proximity chat is a little too unforgiving. Now I don't know if that's a bug or by design, but it does feel like everyone's really quiet. And you have to get like really up in each other's faces to hear each other. Maybe that's an audio issue on my end. But I would like to see the proximity chat just a little louder, like closer to things like Peak and Repo, which we've compared it to. Other than that, my other thorn might just be the fact that like I can see this being a turnoff for folks, is like you can only carry one thing at a time. Well, it's like, okay, well, for this puzzle, I need this boy, this light up balloon so I can see in the dark, but I can only carry one thing, and now you're running back and forth. But I can also see that is by design and
Well,
part of the charm.
Yeah.
here's the thing. Have you noticed anything new on the back of my player model?
Where'd you go? We're still on top of the red tower.
Hold on. I was going to head down to a puzzle area, but I'm coming back up now.
Yeah,
I have a handy dandy backpack.
Oh,
that can now be used to carry at least one extra other item at a time. But this being Big Walk, you can't equip the backpack yourself. You need someone else to equip the backpack for you and put other stuff on the backpack, which Sam helped me out with.
Very cool.
That makes sense.
That wasn't actually me. It must have been Jordan.
No, I think it was me. I think I clicked it on you. I didn't know. I didn't know it was a backpack.
Gotcha.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well that's one way of getting around it. Very Big Walk. You're right. You have to get somebody else to help you with it. Cool. Buds. I've lost track of where we were at the buds. We didn't start any yet, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I can go with my bud if you'd like.
Wait, real quick. I'm going to head down to another puzzle. I'm going to go to the
we'll
maze on the beach. If either of you are familiar with that puzzle. Right?
Yeah, I'll follow.
I think I know it. But we'll follow. Yeah, Sam. What's your bud?
So my bud is customization and player expression. Like obviously, we can paint the three areas of our bodies. Sections of our bodies. I just want to wear like a little hat or something. I think that'd be really cool if like at each tower with where you input the babies, if there was like a little wardrobe section for you to wear a little hat. I think that would be it's a weird one, but I think it would add a little bit of player expression there.
That's a great idea. Yeah, cosmetics. In general, Cozy, what's your bud? I know I was skipped over.
Literally going to bring up the exact same thing, and I was going to point out how like I just thanks to Jordan's efforts before he quit the stream. That sounds very harsh. He had to leave the stream to go back to work. He's a nice working man. Yeah. I was going to point out that like, hey, this game has wearables. This game has the cosmetic painting corner that you're introduced to shortly after you leave the tutorial area. Yeah, like more cosmetics, more things to zhuzh up and prettify your character would definitely be appreciated. I'm not super far in the game, can definitely see that kind of stuff maybe being something that isn't actually not super prevalent in the base version of the game we have right now, but maybe something that they might add in subsequent releases, which I'd be totally fine with, because I can definitely see myself continuing to play this game over the course of a couple of months if my friends group is not like super motivated to like immediately run to the end of this game all in one go.
Yeah, totally. This is not my bud, but I can totally see how they can expand on this island, have a second island. They can add more puzzles, refresh the puzzles, do a hard mode, do a speed run mode. I don't know, like look, there's lots of possibilities here for that kind of stuff, which does keep my interest in and make me excited for sure. My bud isn't really on the devs. It's more on the modding community. I would love to see like some sort of like, maybe horror is the wrong word, but make it a little spooky,
Yeah.
Drop a little monster on the island, and I don't know, maybe the goal is try to complete the puzzles, but when it's nighttime, like you got to be a little more careful. Maybe you got to be a little more
Mhm.
quiet. If there's too much talking, the monster will come get you, kind of thing. Definitely not in the original vision of the game or the artistic direction of the game for sure. But I think that'd be like a fun mod and fun bonus challenge. Maybe after you beat the game, you can do it a little harder and the puzzles are a little different. So I'm excited to see like where the modding community takes Big Walk, if it's something that they are interested in. Because at first, like when the first Nightfall fell, like there was that sense of like it's scary. Like there is a sense of uneasiness because it's so dark, and like it's just natural human kind of stuff. Like if it's dark and you're in nature in a forest, like there's bears and cougars and stuff, right? So yeah, playing around with that feeling. Can't pick up this tomato. Where am I bringing this?
I am shining the laser through my hole.
I didn't make it through your hole.
Oh no! I'll try this.
Yeah, this is probably not a great. Oh, here we go. So that like window right behind you, I was actually able to punch the tomato timer through that window. So if you stand on the other end, that will actually save us some time in
like here
managing to complete the chain. Yeah, exactly. Hold on a sec.
Oh yeah,
there you go. See?
I see. Yeah, I see.
And then I'm
running,
shining a laser.
Oh, I see it.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yep.
Oh, it popped.
Oh, so
right,
close.
One more time.
All right.
I wasted too much time punting. Anyways, those are our Rosebud and Thorn.
A second.
As we complete this puzzle and as we close out the episode.
It's probably going to explode, but
yeah,
we'll figure it
out. As we try to complete this puzzle and as we try to solve this puzzle.
It's just this would be easier with 4 people, but because there are only 3 of us, I have to hunt it through the window to save on the lack of person.
I'm ready.
In fact, that's one thing.
Yeah,
that's one thing I'll just say in terms of the scalability. They actually recommend when you start your session, they say how many players the minimum is going to be. So if we had put it as 3 people, obviously 4 players can still do it, but this is whole scaled to 4 people, of course. So this is going to be possibly impossible.
I'm definitely making this way more difficult than it needs to be for us.
Okay.
We're probably not going to solve this before the end of the stream.
No. It's okay.
Well, we don't want to spoil it for the folks watching, right?
No.
Do you guys have any closing thoughts on Big Walk? Anything that you think someone might know before getting the game, and maybe answering the question: is this game worth your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5?
You go ahead, Cozy. You go first.
This game is definitely worth it if you have a group of friends together, and that group of friends, is willing to cooperate. Definitely make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 people in the friend group that are totally fine with just occasionally.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. He was sleeping. Sorry, go ahead.
I was so engrossed.
Definitely have 1 or 2 people in the friend group that are okay with just, subsuming their own egos so that they can take orders from someone else. And if you don't have those 2 people in the friend group, you're going to have to be that person, because sometimes, you just got to shut up, sit down, and listen to what one person thinks might be the solution. Chances are they'll probably be incorrect. You'll probably go through a puzzle trying their specific solution, and it's not going to work out, but you'll have fun along the way. And then you can try someone else's solution.
There is a lot of patience and exercise in patience and humbleness and understanding and all this that I do think only comes from a game like this.
So close. Sorry.
I really do need 1 more person on this one.
Yeah.
Sam, do you have any final thoughts on Big Walk?
Yeah, I'd also say it's absolutely worth your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5. I play games for a living, so coming home and wanting to play more games might seem strange to some, but we didn't do it, by the way. But yeah, if you can find 1 or 2 or 3 or more people to play this game with, then I absolutely recommend it. I'm really enjoying the experience with just 1 other person. I know I've said this already. I'm playing with Sam Heaney from Save the Game Media. Go check him out. But yeah, it is nice just having 1 other person, so you're kind of stuck to each other at all times. And yeah, they're scaled really well. And it just makes you feel super smart when you figure out the puzzles, because there's several different ways to solve a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. I'd love to hear, like, side note, Cozy and Sam, like, at the end of it all, maybe we can revisit a spoiler cast or something. How our experiences truly differed playing as a group of like 10 versus 2 versus 4.
By the way,
I'm
really tired of this tomato timer puzzle, so I'm just
I think we can do it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, my final thoughts. I think I might have been the only one hyped about this game for the past few years. I think this game totally.
I was hyped.
Oh, okay. And I don't mean that in like a mean way or bad way. But like, I think this game totally lives up to the hype. I think it's exactly what we wanted out of a, like, friend slop is not the right word, but like a cooperative teamwork puzzle game, very akin to like a Portal 2, where it's just constant teamwork trying to get through puzzles. And I think this mixes like the open world explorativeness of like a Zelda Breath of the Wild really well. So I think, like, I'm very impressed by this game, and yeah, I can't wait to play again. I think the biggest struggle with my group is like, all right, when's the next night that 10 of us can get together and because we're getting close to the end too, and we want to see what the last bit is like. Well, or maybe it's not the end. We just kind of see there's like a big objective is starting to appear in itself. So
it's funny talking about this game, the hype leading into it, its reputation. Like, I would say that I probably was not, like, I'm certain that I probably watched an episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily where they talked about, oh, you know, House's next big game, Big Walk, is coming up. And I probably had not really seriously, like, considered it as, like, you know, a contender for one of the best games of the year, because frankly, like, visually, it just looks like so many other friend slot games that we've gotten as of recent. The game doesn't, you know, at first glance, at first blush, doesn't really look like it is like a substantially more like evolved experience compared to a lot of other games that we can rattle off the top of our heads that are all predicated around, you know, getting a bunch of people in a room together and having like shenanigans happen. But like, this game is definitely a huge kind of like step above that. This game is definitely a cut above a lot of other games that you might like compare it to at a glance.
Yeah, definitely. Especially coming out at the time where like the friend slot game has been so popular and successful, with like Mecha Chameleon and of course Peak and all that. Yeah, it's definitely like, you can tell this has been gestating for a while, and a lot of it is, not saying that those games aren't intentional or game of the year contenders. Like, you could argue Repo was my game of the year last year. But there is a lot more polish maybe with a lot of the mechanics and graphics and all that, which is great. Yeah, at first glance it does not look like it would, but playing it and feeling it out and seeing the design of it, the game design of it is definitely, you're saying, Cozy, like above the rest of it.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bring that up as we're closing things out, because like, yeah, like, I think it's easy at a glance to be like, oh, is this game yet another friend slop? Is this game yet another game of that ilk? But this game is really something much more elevated than that. And so definitely don't let first impressions fool you going into it.
Yeah, find a friend or 2 or 10 and just go on an adventure together. That's really quite it. And there's so much in this game too that it's like, it's kind of hard to spoil. So like, even though if you're watching this podcast and you saw us solve a couple of the first missions, there's so much more. Like, we did not even touch 10% of this game. Maybe not even.
By the way, not to say that all of the other friend slot games out there are objectively worse than this game. I've had fun with Mecha Chameleon, actually. Mecha Chameleon, however it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Those games are fun.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't want to say that either. Like I think right now, if you held a knife to my body and said, what is your top genre right now? What are you playing the most? It would probably be like these friend slop cooperative games for sure.
Me too. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Cozy and Sam, thank you so much for joining on this week's Grow Up Level Up Sunset Selects Edition. Big Talk.
Thanks
Big
for
Walk
having
edition.
us.
Yeah, me too.
Sam, if folks want to find you, where can folks follow you? And what are you up to? What's something you want to shout out?
Oh, yeah. So you can find me pretty much anywhere at Sam Hall of Games, all one word. My main platforms are probably Instagram and Twitch. I've got a video podcast called Memory Cards. It's an interview podcast where I speak to creatives about their life through games. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. There may be an episode releasing in an hour or so featuring the wonderful Lucy James games. So please go check that out if you're interested. And some of the older episodes as well. Why not?
Yeah, dude, right on. Lucy James, super cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, where can folks find that again? Memory Cards, and it's at
Memory Cards.
Yeah.
Just Memory Cards on YouTube, Spotify, Hall of Games as well. Sam Hall of Games. Oh, it's all there. You'll find me.
Awesome. We'll put it in the description below as well.
Thank you.
Kozi, where can people find you and your work?
You can find me over on Blue Sky. I'm at Kozibear.bluesky.social. That's KOZIBEAR.bluesky.social. As well, as you all know, when I last appeared on Grow Up, Level Up, I had gone on a bit of a sabbatical from Respawning Fire. I'm still technically on sabbatical, but just this past week, I actually returned to Respawning Fire to chat about a lot of the video games that I've been recently playing. So if you've missed me chatting about games on Respawning Fire, definitely go and check that episode out. We didn't get much of an opportunity to talk about it on this episode, but I've actually been spending the past few months renting a lot of video games from my local library and really catching up on my backlog from the past few years. And I've had a lot of really fun and unexpected experiences. Go listen to that episode to hear about my recent thoughts playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor and A Space for the Unbound, the Indonesian 2D adventure game from Toge Productions, which I played over the past couple of months. And of course, in addition to Respawning Fire, I've also appeared not too long ago on a couple of installments of Kinda Funny Game Showdown. Specifically, I hosted a couple of installments of Game Showdown. I prepared the entire host of trivia questions for Greg Miller, Tim Geddes, and whoever was occupying the purple team slot on those particular episodes. Sometimes it's a rotating chair. Sometimes it's Snowbike Mike. Sometimes it's Andy Cortez. I created the game that is hosted on those particular episodes, which is Kozibear, which is a riff on Jeopardy. And I also actually hosted the episodes themselves. I appear as a talking head on them, bring you a little hint of cozy goodness on the Kinda Funny Games channel. So go and check out those episodes if you have not done so yet.
Very good. Yeah.
I'll just repeat, those are excellent. Go check them out. Yeah.
We love Kinda Funny Game Showdown. My wife and I watch it over dinner because that's become our dinner show. And Cozy, yes, she knows who you are as well from Game Showdown. For myself, you can find me, Samson, aka Samson XP, on all the socials. Instagram is where I am most active, but you can find me everywhere else, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Discord. You can also follow Grow Up Level Up at Grow Up Level Up on all the socials as well, especially here on YouTube if you're watching a replay. If you are live in Twitch, just like our beautiful viewers are, being a part of the episode, you can also find us on twitch.tv/growuplevelups, usually on Tuesday nights. We're doing our weekly recording. But today, because of our time zones and all that, we are doing a rare lunchtime recording. But you can always catch the replay on podcast services and on Twitch and on YouTube as well. As for next week's topic, as we close out the episode, I think we're going to do a little State of the Nation. What did they call it? State of the Nation? Like addressing the nation kind of thing?
Yeah, State of the Nation.
Sounds of the Nation. Right. On my, aka Samson's, TCG addiction /hobby/habit, because we got a lot of events coming up for August into September. So I kind of want to do an episode just rounding out all the places I'm going to be regarding TCGs, and it involves traveling into neighboring countries. I will hint it at that. So make sure you are subscribed on YouTube and Twitch so you don't miss that as well.
I've been racking my brain for the past few moments because in the United States, they call it a State of the Union address because it's the United States. But in Canada, do they call it like a State of the Nation address? That's what I'm trying to figure out what the Canadian equivalent is for that.
Maybe we just don't do PSAs up here. I don't know. We just never
Don't need them.
Don't need them. Well, Cozy and Sam, thank you so much for joining again.
Hey, thanks again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Make sure everybody subscribe to Sam Hall of Games and Kozibear, Cozy Pretty. Links in the description, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Grow Up, Level Up. Dump me into the ocean.
Oh, my.
I can't. I'm actually trying to dump you in the ocean, but it's not letting me.
How do I kick you? There you go.
Can you kick
Oh.
people?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's just all jump in the ocean.
Yeah.
Let's just all jump in the ocean.
Okay.
Goodbye,
Let's go.
everybody. Whee!
Goodbye.
Oh, you can